What's up guys, welcome to Riverstone. And right behind me here is one of my newest listings that features over 1,800 square feet. We got 4 beds, 3.5 baths, as well as an oversized double garage. And this home is completely finished. Now, just talking a little bit about the neighborhood before we get inside, Riverstone is probably one of my favorite neighborhoods on the west side because it is more mature in that it's been around, somewhat a long time, but it's also kind of a newer neighborhood at the same time, if that makes sense. So as you're driving through, you'll notice that there's been more time for those trees to mature. It feels like more of an established neighborhood, yet most of the houses here were built after the 2000s. So, they've had time to settle. You're not gonna worry about too many foundation issues or anything in this neighborhood. Yet you're still gonna get some modern finishes and some modern floor plans. Now, before we head inside, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that there are GoV exterior lights that are already installed so that, in the winter months, you don't have to worry about putting up Christmas lights, putting them down and that sort of thing. All you have to do is turn them on with an app. And even in the summer, if you turn them white, it really upgrades the front elevation of this home. Now, out front here, throughout this front yard, you're gonna notice underground sprinklers, which are both in the front and the back, and it's beautifully landscaped and well taken care of. But let's go inside and start this home tour. Now, stepping through the front door, we have this entryway here that's spacious, but it's also pretty functional too. So you have tile all the way throughout. And what I really like is this front door here that's surrounded by both of these windows. Just frames it in really nicely and gives it that upgraded feel. There's also a coat closet over on this side. And then back through here is your laundry room where you're gonna have access to your double car garage as well. And in here, there is another coat closet. So there's a ton of storage. And then over here, you do have your laundry with cabinetry up above and below on this side. So you have some uppers and some lowers. And then up here, you do have a floating shelf with a hanging rack. So, when you don't want to dry those delicates, you can just hang them up right here, which is awesome. I actually wish I had that in my house. And then continuing over here is the powder room over on this side, but it's actually a little bit unique. It's actually really unique, actually. So in here, you do have these faucets that are mounted actually into the wall with this bowl-shaped vanity on this side, and then your mirror is actually extended all the way to the ceiling, which gives it like that hotel look. Now, if you continue with me over here, we're gonna enter the kitchen space, which is absolutely massive, especially for the home of this size. So you have a massive island here. I know there's only 4 bar stools, but you could probably fit 6. And as well with this kitchen, whoever's buying this home in my head is probably gonna be a family, and you're gonna need a lot of space to cook, and this kitchen is gonna do it for you. You do have a gas cooktop over on this side, and then behind me there is a pantry over here as well. So you got all the food storage, you have a ton of prep space, and some higher end appliances as well to cook on. Now back through this way, we're gonna go into the living room. And in the living room, we do have this gas fireplace surrounded by this custom brickwork here. You got a mantle for the TV, and of course, Christmas time, gotta have those stockings on the mantle. And then you do have a picture window overlooking your mature backyard here. Now, what's also important to know about the backyard is we'll put some B-roll over top so you can see what I'm looking at, but you do have big mature trees back here, which gives you some more privacy. And there's also a play structure that's built in, ready to go, and it's staying with the house too. So for the little ones, that's gonna be key. And then finally, to finish off this floor before we go upstairs, is the dining room area where you have 6. Well, this table anyway has room for 6, and there's plenty of room to add even more. So even for the biggest of families, this area is gonna be perfect. And as well, they've also upgraded the chandelier in here to this rustic yet modern kind of looking chandelier, which is awesome. Now let's head upstairs and we'll go through that before we go through the basement. Now, on our way upstairs, before we get into the bedrooms, I did want to point out this stairwell here that has these very classic looking spindle railings, as well as this full height window, bringing in some more natural light into the space, which is a really nice upgrade. Now, coming through here into the primary bedroom, I think you have to actually be in this space to feel how big it is. I mean, this is a king size bed with, a big frame around it. You do have room for more side tables on either side and still plenty of room. Now, back through here is the walk-in closet. That is absolutely massive. It's a big U shape. There's closet space all the way around. And then continuing through back into here is the ensuite that features dual vanities, you know, and they got these upgraded, really chunky looking vanity fixtures, which I really like. And then you do have a oversized walk-in tiled shower that's all glass around as well, and a full-size soaker tub. Now, back through over on this side. So if you've seen the other video that I posted, I mentioned this already, but typically with a home of this size, on the second level, you usually get 3 bedrooms and then you have a bonus room. But with this was actually a custom built home years ago. So they did a little bit of a trade-off here, and I think I actually might prefer it. And that's instead of doing those, the bonus room up here and like kind of cutting down the room space, these rooms out in this, the rooms on the second level, excuse me, are massive. I mean, this is a bunk bed, but you would have room for a king size bed and then still plenty of room in each of these. Like this is almost as big as most master bedrooms that I've seen in this house. And this bedroom is a good size, and then this one is equally as big. However, this one also has a walk-in closet as well. Okay, now before we check out the fully finished basement, let's stop over here and we'll check out, oh, we do have some linen closets over here, but let's check out the final bathroom for this level. So again, you have the same chunky looking sink as the other ones, which I really like. Makes it feel a little bit more upgraded. And you can't see behind the camera, it's kind of be tough to see, but there is some built-ins over on this side too with custom cabinetry and some open shelving. So it gives you a little bit more storage space, but also a little bit more of an upgraded feel. And then there is a walk-in shower over here with a waterfall shower head too, actually. So now let's head downstairs. Okay, now down in this lower level here, it's completely finished. Like I mentioned, you got really comfy carpet down here as well. That also keeps a little bit cozier during those colder months. But you do have room for, you know, a big sectional over here. You could set this up with a projector or just a theater room like they have it over here. And then back on this side, you almost, I think this space might even be bigger than the living room area, which is, you know, they're using it as a playroom now, like I said, family home, or you could actually set this up for a home gym and still have plenty of space. Now back this way, you do have storage under the stairs. Your utility room is behind me on this door here, but beside me is the 4-piece bathroom for this level, again with the same finishes as upstairs. And finally, you do have a really good size 4th bedroom down here as well, with a full-size closet and even an egress window. So there you have it. Thank you for touring this family home with me. I hope I gave you guys a ton of detail about this property. And if you guys do want to see this home in person, be sure to call, text, or email me. My name's Kurtis Hawkins with the Real Estate One team. And if you guys like this video and want to see more, there's a whole playlist right here. Or if you never want to miss another one, just subscribe.